I went 365 days without excuses. 1 full year where I didn't allow myself to say, I'll do it tomorrow. I'm too tired. I don't feel like it, or I'll start again on Monday. Every single day, no exceptions, no shortcuts, no bargaining. When I said it out loud the first time, it sounded powerful, almost inspiring. But when day 1 hit, when I actually woke up and realized I had an entire year of this ahead of me, it felt terrifying. Because excuses are not just words, they're habits. They're soft pillows inside your mind that whisper, lay down. It's fine. And stripping them out for 365 days was like ripping away oxygen. The first day was brutal, and it was just a taste. My alarm went off. Normally, I'd hit snooze, roll over, tell myself, just 5 more minutes, I'll do it later. But this challenge allowed 0 excuses. My eyes hurt, my muscles protested. But in that moment, I forced myself to keep moving. Saying yes to discipline in that instant set the tone and gave me my first taste of power. But here's the part people miss. I still had 364 repetitions left. The first week was chaos. Excuses tried to attack me in disguise. You're tired, you deserve rest, you don't have time right now, you'll catch up later. 1 skipped day isn't a big deal, and normally, all those sound rationale. Excuses always sound rational. That's their trick. They don't feel like lies, they feel like reasonable self-protection. But I had given myself a rule: no excuses, not even the clever ones. So instead of skipping the gym because I didn't have time, I went, instead of skipping journaling because I was too tired, I wrote, small victories, yes, but. Each time I refused to bend, I felt a new steel sliding into my backbone. I was beginning to rewrite who I was. By the end of the first month, people around me noticed something different. My energy was sharper. I wasn't behind on tasks. When I said I'd do something, I did it. No delays at first. Some people teased me for being obsessed. A few friends even tried to pull me back into old habits. Skip today, we're all hanging out. But my rule was sacred. No excuses. Saying no to them felt hard in the moment. But when I came home and finished exactly what I promised myself, the pride inside was louder than their laughter. That S when I realized one of the biggest lessons, consistency docenty, just change you. It changes the way people treat you. They start to either respect the armor you've built or fall away because they can handle it. By month 2, something inside me had shifted. Excuses stopped being arguments I considered. They became noise I identified and deleted. The voice would say, you need a break, and I would whisper, not today. That process built a strange new freedom. Do you know how exhausting it is to constantly debate with yourself? But when the answer is always no excuses, the debate dies. I wasn't wasting energy bargaining anymore. I was using all of it to execute. The compound effect hit around month 3. The workouts stacked. My body grew stronger and leaner. Skills became sharper. Reading, journaling, projects all layered on top of each other. Until I had this massive invisible wall of habits protecting me from backsliding into chaos. And with that came trust. Self-trust. Because here, as a truth, people never tell you. The most painful part of an excuse isn't the failure itself. It's that every excuse you make teaches your brain you can't be trusted. That's why people lose confidence. They keep breaking promises to themselves. But living excuse-free for months rebuilt that trust brick by brick. And when you really trust yourself, you walk into the world differently. But don't mistake this for smooth sailing. Excuses are like weeds, they come back fiercer after you cut them down. I remember one winter night, after 12 hours of work, sitting in my car outside the gym, in the dark, cold parking lot. Every thought screamed, go home, you've done enough. Nobody will know if you skip. I just sat there gripping the wheel. The deal-maker inside me whispered 100 justifications. That was the purest, ugliest battle. And I walked through those gym doors anyway. That night mattered more than 1,000 easy days, because it proved to me that no matter how persuasive the excuse is, I will not obey. By month 5, people stopped inviting me to fail. They knew I wouldn't. Some mocked less, some respected more. A few started asking how I did it, and I told them the truth. It isn't about superhuman willpower. Willpower runs out. It's about identity. By then, no excuses wasn't a challenge I was doing. It was who I was. That's the real secret. Once a rule is identity-based, it stops being flexible. Around the halfway mark, I hit burnout. I started to feel robotic, mechanical. Sleep, work, train, habits, repeat. People said I seemed less fun, less spontaneous. Those doubts haunted me during quiet nights. But even in that pain, I reminded myself that excuses had stolen years from me already. Making myself bulletproof for 12 months was the reset button. I didn't need balance, yet I needed transformation, and so I pushed on. Months 6, 7, and 8 became the golden period. The groove locked in. Habits were automatic. Reading every day started stacking knowledge I could feel in conversations. Writing daily sharpened my thoughts like a blade. Training transformed my body. Looked in the mirror and saw a version of me I'd never believed I'd hit. Projects I used to procrastinate now launched ahead of schedule. And inside, the constant guilt of broken promises was gone. My life felt cleaner, lighter. Living without excuses didn't just give me discipline, it gave me peace. By month 9, I couldn't deny the ripple effects. My circle saw me differently. Reliability became my brand. Consistency became my magnet. People trust those who never quit when nobody's watching. And I had built that reputation by accident, just by keeping promises to myself. Months 10 through 12 were strange, because by then, saying no excuses wasn't a challenge anymore. It was natural. Excuses still bubbled in my head, but they felt like faint echoes, not commands, just background noise. And finishing the year, it didn't feel like completing a challenge. It felt like stepping into a new identity. So, what did I achieve in those 365 days without excuses? Tangibly, a lot. My body reshaped, stronger, sharper than before. My projects launched instead of sitting in notebooks. I built new skills, finished books, piled up consistency like bricks on a fortress. Professionally, I gained trust I'd never had before. Personally, I built self-respect that no one could take away. But the deeper achievement, it was identity. I killed the version of me that said, tomorrow, and birthed one that says, I will. And that's priceless, because goals matter, but belief in yourself is the root from which everything grows. Here is the ultimate lesson of 365 days without excuses. Excuses are lies that feel like truths. They are little thieves stealing your future, one lazy decision at a time. And a year without them showed me that the gap between who you are and who you want to be isn't talent, background, or luck. It's excuses. Looking back, I don't even recognize the excuse-driven version of me. And that's the transformation I'm proudest of. Not the achievements, not the body, not even the projects. It's the quiet voice inside now. And if there's one thing I know now, it's this. Excuses don't make life easier. They make it emptier. Every day without them makes life heavier, richer, fuller, stronger. That's what I achieved. And I'd trade every comfort I missed to feel this unstoppable ever again.